Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. Very cold weeknight tonight. Good time for a beer. The second one's probably more of a winter weather thing, but first one not so much. So we have Banks Brewing, which I visited a few days ago. Very enjoyable. This is a collaboration with Humble Sea. I think Humble Sea are out of the Boston area somewhere. It's a West Coast IPA at 6.6% called UPTOWN GULLS. So yeah, quite often banks use seagulls in their beers and their characters and stuff, just because they're based in Seaford on the coast. Yeah, I did have this on tap and really enjoyed it. So it's going to be good to have. I've got a fresh can here. Thought I'd better review it. It says collab West Coast IPA for our 8th birthday, I think it is, or 9th birthday. It's hard to read. With one of the West Coast. Oh, there you go. I've stuffed up who it's. I thought they were from Boston, but they're obviously from West Coast. Birthday with one of the West Coast finest, Humble Sea from Santa Cruz, California. Our second collab with this Killer Cali brewery, hopped with Mosaic, Simcoe, Mosaic Diner Boost, and Nectaron. Let's get into it. Cheers, Dan. Good to see you, brother. I've got my hashtag proper glassware, the Banks glass. A little bit dirty. I had an orange juice in it before. So yeah, as I said, it's bloody freezing tonight. I think even the dogs are cold. Give it a bit of a whack, bit of a dirty glass. So it's got a bit of chill haze to it, but yeah, relatively clean and clear. I would say 2-finger head. Pours like a medium straw. Light carbonation. Probably low end medium body. Let's go a whiff. Yeah, quite piney and resinous. Grassy. You're getting sort of like some tropical notes. I'm getting a little bit of like passion fruit, some sort of sweetness and tartness. Yeah, like orange nectarine, maybe like some apricot. Yeah, like a little bit grassy. Cheers, Kim. Good to see you. 8.6 black. Cool. Yeah, this one's 6.6. And then I'm going to do a barrel aged stout after this, and then it'll be bedtime. But yeah, I love the can artwork. So cool. 2 seagulls hanging out, dressed up as like middle aged women. Even the like how you've got the 2 breweries, but then in the middle, in collab with, it looks like, I don't know, like it reminds me of when someone gets a shit tattoo and gets like a name in a heart like that. Yeah, as I said, it's sort of like, yeah, there's like some lemon zest there as well. It's like, yeah, sweet and tart, but you can tell it's going to be bitter as well. I would say the malt backbone's definitely more of a modern. like as they call them, like Cali IPAs, like more sort of like bready and biscuity, as opposed to like you like your caramel toffee notes. Anyway, let's go for it. Cheers. It's light carbonation, but it's like quite prickly. Like it certainly ain't like a smooth mouthfeel, if you get what I mean. Now I get some peach, like a sweet sort of like a white peach. It's probably, I would say, like moderate bitterness, or even maybe leaning towards mild. It's got some dankness to it though, like that forest floor dankness. I feel like the Simcoe shines. What else did it have? Mosaic. Yeah, you're probably getting like some earthiness from the mosaic. See, mosaic's quite a dynamic beast at times. You sort of get quite a few different notes from it. Um, yeah, especially when used in like different styles, like a Westie. The fact that they've used the Dyna Boost that could be like completely different to just your standard mosaic. I think Dyna Boost is like the liquid form. Apparently, it's pretty hard to get. Like a lot of Aussie breweries are sort of trying to get it, but like it's in very small quantity. Pardon me. I'm like, I've either got a hiccup or burp. So I was going to start my English beers tonight, but I thought, nah, I want to sort of do them at times where like some of my English friends can sort of chime in and watch. So yeah, I'll probably start doing them over the weekend, so a couple of days from now. Or I might do maybe one tomorrow or the next day. It's actually my birthday tomorrow, but unfortunately, I'll be at work most of the time. I am going to do a birthday stream, but it'll probably be Saturday morning, just so like people can join me and have a beer. Oh, bloody dogs! Ah, they're so unsettled. I don't know if it's like the cold weather or something. They're just doing my head in. Ah, they've been fed twice. They've been playing out in the backyard. They've been eating bones. They've had heaps of sleep. It's like, just settle down. It's almost like ever since I went away those two times, it's like they haven't recovered. Yeah, the only thing is though, is where I live, it's shit weather. It's like, yeah, my birthday, June the 19th, it's probably like the worst weather we have here in like Victoria and Australia. Very dank, but I like it. Now, I think when we first got to Banks, me and Adam, I've got a feeling this might have been the first beer we had. I just went straight up to the bar and got 2 pints. He's like, "Oh, we can't be drinking this size all day." I just wanted to start off on a big boy. And then, yeah, I think the next beer he got me a pint again. I'm like, oh, you prick. Whew. Can't wait to get into bed just to get some warmth. What are you staring at, bro? My little dog's just standing in the middle of the floor, just staring at me. So yeah, the Banks tap room. I think it's currently about 6 degrees Celsius. It feels a lot colder though. Yeah, in a couple of hours it'll be a lot worse when it gets like later. It's sort of dinner time now. Whereabouts are you based? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I feel like Auckland would have similar weather to us. Like I'm down sort of near Melbourne, but in the country area. Um, you guys are like a little bit higher, I think. But yeah, you probably have similar weather, similar sort of similar winters anyway. Yeah, I want to get over to New Zealand, especially for this beer festival they have in Wellington. It sounds really good. I had a couple of Garage Project beers on the weekend. They're an awesome Kiwi brewery. Cool. Yeah, I think that I feel like there's a lot of New Zealanders that would say they have family in either Melbourne or Sydney. I know Sydney was very popular for Kiwis there for a while, but then it got really expensive. Melbourne's just as bad these days. I know where I live, there's quite a few New Zealand dairy farmers, which was pretty cool. Now I remember the brewery. So this is Humble Sea. There's a Humble Forager, so that's confusing enough. They both got Humble in the name. But there's a Vitamin C. So I was getting Humble C and Vitamin C mixed up. The Vitamin C, like the C spelt the same as Humble C, like SEA. And they're in that area like the yeah, like Trillium and yeah, sort of like Boston area. It's so annoying when like breweries have similar names. Like there's a brewery called Garage Project, obviously in New Zealand, that have been around for ages and like well established and a really good brewery. And then this one in Spain comes along that's called um I think it might be just Garage Beer Co. or something like that. And now there's another one in America that's just started. It's like, for fuck's sake, look up other breweries before you choose your name. Yeah, Brisbane's another one. I've been to both Brisbane and Sydney. Like I went to Sydney last week, but I'd been there previously a couple of years ago. Really enjoyed it, but same as Melbourne. It's just way too overcrowded and very, very expensive. Brisbane's starting to get that way, but one thing I did like with Brisbane is it's nowhere near as busy and it's got like a country feel to it, which is good. Um, I feel like it's a bit easier to drive around in Brisbane. It's probably worse in the Gold Coast, to be honest, with traffic and stuff. But yeah, Sydney and Melbourne are absolute nightmare to drive and get around. The public transport in Melbourne at the moment's a pain in the ass. It just there's too much work going on and there's too many people and yeah, just can't cope with the infrastructure. I'm sick of having to stand up on trains and being delayed or getting screwed over. It does my head in. I had some chicken sandwiches for dinner. It's not bad, the old chicken sandwich, like basic, simple but effective. But yeah, the only thing is I just had the two sandwiches and the bread was quite thin and now I'm like hungry still. I do have some pizza in the fridge. I can have some leftover pizza. But yeah, this next beer I'm having it's a bourbon barrel aged stout, so might be quite moreish and fill the hunger hole. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend, just chilling at home. I've been very active in the last few weeks with being out and about, and I've definitely spent way too much money. My bank balance has diminished drastically, and it's starting to get to like, yeah, scary times when you're like, fuck, I'm gonna have to like start cutting out stuff because I've spent so much. Um, yeah, I definitely have to lay low for the next few weeks. Certainly won't be buying as much beer and eating it. I'll be trying not to eat much takeaway and shit like that. In today's world, the old cost of living, you got to be sensible sometimes. She's pretty quiet on here tonight. I sort of expected a few people to be around. There might be a couple more a bit later when I do the stout. But yeah, one thing I keep forgetting too is like it's summertime for the UK and the US and all those, so they could be out doing stuff. So yeah, this is the beer I'm doing next. It's by Slow Lane Brewing, and they're sort of like they're a brewery that specialise in sort of more your classic styles and like they do like wild ferment shit and yeah, their breweries in the Botany area, which is near the airport in Sydney. They're right around the corner from One Drop. One Drop are known for their like fruit sours and IPAs. So it's another good area of Sydney for beers. I just didn't have enough time to go there. I would have loved to have gone back to these like Slow Lane and One Drop. Um, yeah, a lot of people are going, "Oh, how come you didn't go to Filter?" But yeah, I'd been to Filter last time. It is a good brewery, good pizza. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's sort of the same with me. It's like I don't have a partner at the moment, and I don't have kids. I live alone, but because I live alone, it means that yeah, like I'm not having that other partner, like a partner with the wage as well. So it's making even though I don't have kids and I'm not paying for extra humans sort of thing, it means I'm paying for everything myself and don't have a second wage. So yeah, it's sort of I feel like it makes it hard. It doesn't matter who you are, you're pretty much screwed. Yeah, for sure. So if you had a partner and no kids, you probably wouldn't be as bad. It's in today's world, it's almost like to go at it alone, it's very tough. It's like to afford a house and stuff, it's almost like you have to have two wages. Most people can't sort of live on one wage like they used to back in the day. The thing I hate about not having a partner is like I'll come home from a hard day at work and then like everything I have like it's like I'm not getting any help. It's like I have to do everything myself. It's good when you're in a relationship and you can sort of share the load. So yeah, it's like but then there's times it's like on weekends when I just go do whatever I want to do. It's like it's good not having to worry about anyone else but myself. So yeah, there's definitely positives and negatives. During the week you can get a bit lonely. I've got my two dogs which keep me company, but they can be hard work. Yeah, that's what's good with YouTube. I can come home from work and jump on here and hang out with people, and you sort of got people to vent to, or people to have a laugh with, or yeah, just have a chat with whenever you need. Which yeah, it's very important to have that. I live in like a small country town, and most people I know are just through work. I don't actually live where I grew up. And yeah, like most of my mates are like in other places, and yeah, it's sort of tough when you get older. It's not so bad when you first leave school and you still got your like good circle of friends around you, and yeah, but then when everyone sort of goes their own way in the like mid-20s, it's just not the same. Yeah, boy. Fox Friday, cool. Is it like a mid-strength, like a lager or like an American IPA sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I'm aware of that. No, it's always been good with YouTube being able to, yeah, sort of just chat with anyone and yeah, push all the shit aside. I'm on that West Coast we had at Banks, dude. It's very, very dank. I love it. Hey, Juzzy, did you do a live tonight, dude? I didn't see it, so because quite often I'll watch it if I see it, but sometimes I'll miss it and watch it back afterwards. So, Adam, I've got all the latest with the whole mountain culture buying out Fox Friday. So, Fox Friday in Melbourne and Tasmania will stay now as mountain culture. So now there's going to be a Melbourne mountain culture bar, which is going to be fucking awesome. Um, yeah, the like Tassie pub and brewery are going to be mountain culture because that's where they're originally from, Hobart. The Perth bar is going to be Rocky Ridge, which is a WA brewery. They've bought that off Mountain Culture, which I think is probably a good move. And Carwin Cellars, where we went to in Melbourne, has been sold back to the original owners. So I think it's all worked out pretty well. Yeah, definitely. Oh, cool. I hope you're well, dude. Still got to catch up sometime, brother. I don't know when I'll next be in Melbourne. Next few weeks, I definitely have to lay low. Just the old cash. I have plenty of beers, so yeah, that's the main thing. I can keep doing what I do at home. I will do a order of stuff at some stage, but yeah, I'm just this week and next week. I'm just trying to be very thrifty. Mountain Culture have a Christmas in July box, so I really want to get that. So I'll probably order that at some stage because yeah, like I've never missed out on anything like that. So, and I feel like that sort of shit's good for your channel too. Yeah, you can sort of get on each day and do the whatever the beer of the day is, and it's cool on Instagram as well. And yeah, they always do like special release beers, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, next up I've got a bourbon barrel aged Impy by Slow Lane. And yeah, I was just saying before, obviously I want to do some English beers, but I'm probably going to do my first one maybe tomorrow or the next day. I just wanted to do them at a time when, yeah, I sort of got more English people watching. It's a bit quiet tonight. Oh, Adam, if you're still there, how'd the bridge climb go? Please tell me that she didn't bail. I was worried for you, thinking, oh, she might pull out and get a bit worried about it. It'd be such an incredible thing to do. It's something I've always wanted to do. Back in the day, back in the day when it first started, it was like a fucking 6 month like wait. Like there was just so many people build up to do it, and they just had this huge waiting list. So yeah, every time I've been to Sydney, apart from probably the time just gone, I've just never been able to do it because you had to plan it so far in advance. So anyone else besides Kim and Adam having a beer? What about you lately, Juz? You been having any beers or sort of laying low? Last time I knew you were drinking beers, it was yeah, you're on that kaiju. Sort of seeing more and more kaiju lately. They were one of those breweries that was sort of possibly struggling, but yeah, I feel like they're doing well. Always on the beers. Good to hear. Yeah, I feel like when you're a hard-working fella and you come home, it's just something that sort of yeah, like just when you get in your little zone and you have a beer and you sort of just forget all your troubles. Yeah, you had one when I first met. You had that metamorphosis, wasn't it? I think you were halfway through it when I got to the hotel. Yeah, I remember when I first got into craft beer, um, about a year or two after, and I was starting to try more and more stuff. Kaiju were doing like massive, like 10 and 12% beers, and I was just like, wow, I can't believe beers are that big. And like me, me and one of my mates would just be like thinking it's the greatest thing ever having a beer that was like over 10%. It'd be like a barley wine or like a triple red IPA or yeah. Now it's like I just drink stuff like that pretty much every week. So yeah, possibly do a birthday stream Saturday morning. Yeah. They've sort of got I don't know if Kim, do you know Behemoth? Um actually what's Behemoth's other name? Chur. So the reason why you probably haven't seen any kaiju in New Zealand, Kim, is New Zealand has a brewery. I'm pretty sure it's in Auckland. And they're called Behemoth. And Kaiju used to have a beer called Where Strides the Behemoth or some shit. And when Behemoth first come over to Australia, Kaiju weren't happy with their name and they had to fucking change their brewery name to Chur in Australia just so they could operate over here. So I dare say Kaiju probably aren't allowed to sell in New Zealand because they're probably like, nah, fuck you. You won't let us trade under our normal name. We don't want your beers over here. I've only just sort of remembered. But yeah, it'd always be the same beer, but in Australia, instead of saying behemoth, it would say chur, like CHUR. And then and then I think they just let it go. And yeah, all of a sudden they were starting to be behemoth again. Yeah. Yep. It was just so stupid. Because, like, all it was one beer from Kaiju, and it was like a black IPA that wasn't even like a popular beer. I don't know what the problem was. Yeah. Anyway, I might wrap this up. I'll be back in about 5 minutes with the barrel aged Impy Stout by Slow Lane. So yeah, if you want to watch me drink that one, just check out the video should already be up, ready to go. But yeah, I'll probably be about 5 minutes away. Sweet. Cool. I'll see you shortly. Oh, score for this Banks beer. I'd probably say around I reckon about a 4.3 out of 5. Very, very good. I like the dankness. It's like piney. It's got that sort of forest floor dankness, like a cedar. Yeah, like some stone fruit, some citrus, some tropical fruit. Sort of had a bit of everything. Fairly light body. I would have loved a bit of caramel malt, but yeah, I just like old school. Probably some more bitterness would have been awesome. But yeah, very solid. Um, Good take on a modern, I guess. And yeah, it's good to see him collabing with a good US brewery. So yeah, back shortly, guys. Cheers.